In January of 2025, I started writing a piece I called Winter Morning, which I later named Exhale Year. On January 31st of 2026, Exhale Year was performed by the Women Composers Collective in Oakland. When I first started writing this piece, I thought of it as musical intention setting. I sat down at the piano on January 1st, slightly hungover, and I started writing out the melody for the piece. I was holding on to feelings of grief and excitement. The main intention I had for 2025 was that my partner and I were going to move to California and to be closer to my in-laws, and that was really the only thing I could process as far as New Year's goals go, and it was achievable and I did it, so there's that. So this piece was me processing all of that and holding space for turning a page in my life. So the name of the piece, Exhale Year, comes from conversations with my friend Cece. The actual phrase exhale year is originally attributed to Henry Rollins, at least that's what the Google tells me. And it's this idea that some years are inhale years where you're taking a lot in, and some years are exhale years where you're putting a lot out. And it's meant to be sort of a creative intention setting, but also it can be used in like what you're doing with your life. And so my intention for 2025 was that it was an exhale year. It was a year of letting go, and it was a year of putting myself out there, making this big change, and it was also a time to find some time to breathe and all of that. It's interesting as I look back on these videos of these original jam sessions for this piece, the tempo is a lot faster than what ends up happening. You can sense that I am in this space of turning a page when you see the final performance of the piece, as it's also passed on to other musicians. There's this sense of breathing and having turned the page. So I think it's really cool that in putting the piece on a page, it helps initiate this page turn. Whoa. I finished writing Exhale Year January 31st of 2025, and then I moved across the country. Well, the story of how this piece ended up getting played by Women Composers Collective, it just sort of fell into place. So Rebecca Haas, who's a part of the ensemble, is someone I connected with on Instagram in like 2020, 2021 through a friend of a friend. And we just sort of followed each other and shared the same like teacher and cats on synths memes, and I was like, okay, cool, you're my people. And then when I moved out here, we connected. I saw some of her performances with Women Composers Collective, and I was like, this is a really cool group, and I would like to compose for you, please. And she was like, yeah, we're taking submissions for a concert in January, and I had this piece, and so I arranged it for adding a violin and a cello line and a little bit of percussion. And yeah, it was really easy to, well, easy isn't the right word, but it just flowed really well. And yeah, and then I was just really excited that it got accepted, because this is the first time I've submitted anything for an ensemble to play. Usually when I write things, I'm playing it in some aspect, or if I'm giving a part to an instrumentalist, I'm then recording that instrumentalist. So it was really interesting to be so hands-off and to get to hear a piece of mine played. Anyway, it's this really cool full circle moment to see these videos of me a year ago playing at the music school that I used to work at, just like hanging out, and then be looking at it from this new place. I mean, like a different place than I was a year ago, and it's cool to have that video footage of it. Here is Exhale Year, performed by the Women Composers Collective, January 31st of 2026.